Morning everybody. It is Sunday. Just don't ask me the date because I wouldn't have a clue. This is just typical Ireland. A castle in the distance, a farm with sheep out in the paddock. The hills are covered with clouds. Oh, just sensational. This is such a beautiful country. Oh, I just can't say enough how beautiful this place is. And look at what we're seeing here right in front of us. It's almost like the Pancake Rocks in the west coast of the South Island. Just beautiful. It's just such a magnificent country to travel. And then yes, I'm going to take you to something else. And that means tourists. Which I'm not in favour of, to be honest. But we are a tourist ourselves. I don't really categorise myself as a tourist, to be honest, because we're not away for just a summer holiday of 2-3 weeks. We're on the road permanently. It's very different proposition. I'm just going to take you across to have a look at the meadows, how they do it with all their stone walls. It's just beautiful actually when you come down a country lane and you just see all these little paddocks. Most farms here in Ireland are still fairly small for what we're kind of used to. They're normally 80 to 100 acres, which is quite small, very small. We would consider those to be hobby farms at home. But these people manage to make a living out of it. How they do, I don't get it, but I think they get heavily subsidised by their governments. Just stunning. And there's our vehicle for this trip. Due back in Dublin in another, I think 9 days from today. We're due back there, and then we get the ferry again back to Wales. So here we're actually down at the actual headland. The road doesn't go any further than this. Now this part of the coast does also unfortunately tell a very sad story. You now know, as per my post of last night, that we are here only 27 kilometres away from the North Ireland border. So that castle that I showed you in the previous video, that is actually where Lord Mountbatten used to live, which of course, if you know any history of the British royal family, I believe he is a cousin, first cousin of Queen Elizabeth, and of course he had a big influence on Princess Charles's life. They were blown up here in the summer of 1979. Just while they were out here on the coast sailing for the morning. They actually owned that castle that you could see there in the distance. So yeah, wow. Ireland has definitely had some very, very tough bit of history, all right. Yeah. We decided to stop and have a look. So this is the local fishing village. Oh, but look at those hills, man. Beautiful. It is so peaceful out here. Sand dunes there in the distance. And to think that this peace accord with Northern Ireland has only been signed 15 years. The lady where we stayed last night, she's similar age to us, maybe just a little bit younger, and she said they used to cross the border and go and buy fuel there because it was always so much cheaper in Northern Ireland, and they obviously have a different accent from what they have here, and they were told as children to never talk while going over the border, because obviously then they knew that you came from the Republic of Ireland and you were at greater risk. Unbelievable. We have now come into, that's very pretty, the town of, this is quite a big town. Hang on. No. Dongagale, it's called. I'm most probably not pronouncing that correct, but hey. It's very quiet, obviously because it's a Sunday morning. We're here literally only, oh, that's a bit of a 5 kilometres from the border.